know or can you tell us the primary school and secondary school of President Bola Tinubu that he attended?
How would I know?
You are a party leader.
It's not
your party.
Let me give you. Let me tell you publicly.
Who submits?
I attended a primary school in Oshobo, Salvation Army Primary School. I gave a copy of my certificate to my stepmother, and I've not seen a copy of it till today. So are you going to say that because I cannot lay hands on the copy of my primary school certificate, I did not attend primary school?
Is that the case with the president?
I'm just giving you an analogy of circumstances that could occur. So on the issue of primary school, it's not an issue in the election. What they are saying is that they have gone on a misadventure, wasting their ill-gotten money with lawyers in the United States to seek to establish that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not go to Chicago State University. The registrar said, yes, he attended. He was one of our brilliant students. And I think decent people should apologize to Nigerians for, believing, for trying to seek Nigerians to believe that our president did not attend Chicago State University.
Senator, what records were submitted by the president to your party that was submitted to INEC?
The only requirement, of course, you're going to expect me to be record. The record that was submitted was not even an issue in any of these contests we are talking about. And I said go and pick the copy of the petitions, both by Atiku Abubakar and also Peter Obi. They are not raising issues about this thing. They are only raising it for the unsuspecting members of the public. I read Atiku's petition. Paragraph 146 of his petition only said that the president, that's the second respondent, was not qualified to a contest because he did not meet constitutional threshold. They did not specify what are the constitutional threshold. They did not specify the issue of age you are talking about. They did not raise the issue of a certificate. They did not raise any issue. It was after the petitions had been filed, responses had been raised. At the level of reply, they did not even raise this issue of Chicago State University. They are only raising the issue of dual citizenship. And the Court of Appeal said, you cannot amend your petition after it had been filed. So there is no legal anger upon which all these, Senator, irrelevant arguments could
we just have 30 seconds to go. And I know, surely, that being in office, especially the highest office in the land, which is the presidency, is not only by legality, it's also, there are moral grounds. The issue of legitimacy of office is also there. The questions about those who feel that there is a moral burden on the president to be able to clear the air. Do you think that the president, for the sake of those who think that there is a dent or a sort of illegitimacy drawn into some of these controversies, the president might be able to speak to Nigerians about this issue? Do you think?
The president is busy dealing with serious matters rather than irreverent comments and the argument ad absurdum by losers and perennial losers at election. So I wouldn't, dignify such people with a response, and I wouldn't want the president, I wouldn't advise him to even, think a bit about responding to them. If they want answer, let them go to court. They have approached the court, and the court will answer them.
That's the response of your party in this matter. That's how your party sees this.
Of course, that is what a reasonable person will see it. They are losers at election, and they are suffering from trauma of the loss of the election.
You don't think that it will be seen as a sort of arrogance?
Of course, anybody can say anything arrogant. You don't respond to argument ad absurdum. They have reduced their level to the level of absurdity that no reasonable person will bother to be responding to them again. What I can tell you is that it's unfortunate that Mr. Peter Obi allow the seeming trauma that has affected Mr. Atiku Abubakar to also affect him too. And I would say that perhaps there will be need for our school of psychiatry to begin to look at what could be traumatizing some people after electoral loss. For somebody to spew the kind of rubbish, with respect that I say it advisedly, that Mr. Obi spew in his press conference today, telling somebody who had been the Senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation, somebody who had rose in his professional career to be Treasurer of Mobile, somebody who had ruled the most prosperous state in Nigeria, Lagos State, somebody who contested presidential election and won close to 8.9 million votes, to be talking about his identity, I think is preposterous. It shows, the kind of mentality and the kind of, shallowness of the perspective and understanding of Mr. Peter Obi and his co-travelers, particularly Atiku Abubakar or Siddiq Abubakar, whatever we may call him. So for somebody to rise to the level in corporate world, mobile, and then you are talking about his identity being shrouded in mystery. If there's any mystery at all, I think the mystery is in the brain and possibly in the traumatizing effect of the electoral loss on Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar.
Those are strong words,
yes,
Senator.
Yes, because when you begin to ask...
You're Senator, you've been a senator, you're national secretary of the party, you know not to use some words against some high-profile Nigerians who may be offensive.
If somebody decides to be offensive to the #1 city of Nigeria, it does not deserve any other words except words. Offensive. If I ask you, Sinwo Kibaloye, as young as you are, and then because you contested an election and won an election, and somebody is saying you should come clean about your identity, it is argumentum ad hominem. That is argument ad absurdum. You are really live to the level of absurdity. So what I think,
Senator, you have a PhD in law, right?
Yes.
I know that you went to your first degree was probably in Lagos, right? You studied law. And I mean, these are some of the things that are known to a few people. But if anybody questions you, what would you do? Would you make it public? Because if you have contested and if you have made yourself available to public contest and public life, should there be a problem declaring your identity to people if they are asking questions?
There is no problem. People are asking questions, they're asking with respect. I don't like using some expression. The questions are very stupid. Stupid in the sense that in the context on which they're asking that question, they're asking it in the context that they even are the one that want to bring our country to a problem. I don't know whether you have looked at the website of BBC Today. Their team of 3 investigators, they investigated the alleged issue of certificate forgery, and they came with forensic analysis of what transpired in the misadventure of Atiku Abubakar in the CSU. What are the findings? The registrar of the school admitted that Mr. Bola Tinubu, not Miss or Miss Bola Tinubu, attended Chicago State University. For any decent human being, I think that put paid to the issue. There were also evidence from Chicago State University that there were different formats for which diplomas are issued. And as far as the American system of education is concerned, they don't place premium on, what they call diploma, which is corporate certificate. They actually place premium on transcript. And they release also the transcript of Mr. Bola Tinubu. And they also said in testimony under the position that the person they are referring to is none other person than person who is sitting as the president of Federal Government of Nigeria. What does any reasonable individual who is not, afflicted by a malady of electoral loss, will say and come to a conclusion? So if at all there is a doubt, there's controversy, is self-contrived, ill-motivated, ill-advised, and of course, it's a journey just, to continue to lie to their supporter.